Are you excited to go to Rhinebeck?
Not as excited as you.
I'm so excited.
So we stopped to get bagels. Natalie realized she forgot her purse. She ran back home to get them. So hopefully here in a second we'll get her kind of hustling around the corner, just because, you know, we're not running late. We left plenty early in case something like this happened. But still, now we gotta, nothing else can really slow us now. So we'll see. For some reason, she's that little person over there. For some reason, she just crossed the street. I don't know why. She's over there though. I bet she's texting me right now. That's her up there. We're still chasing her. She has no idea we're back here. We finally caught her. That chase is over.
I feel so bad. I thought it was meeting me at the train station. I was trying to get there by 6:45. Sorry, Kit. Okay. Our Rhinebeck travel day begins with a 20-minute walk from our apartment to Moynihan Train Hall, which is right across the street from Madison Square Garden and Penn Station in Manhattan, New York City. The train station was recently updated and it is beautiful and clean. There's even a place for ticketed passengers to sit and wait for the train to arrive. We wanted a window seat facing the river, so we made sure to be early in line for our Amtrak train. We then took the escalator downstairs and boarded on track 6. Our train was scheduled to leave New York City at 7:15 and arrive in Rhinecliff Station at 9 a.m. We got super lucky to get on a very nice train car with luggage racks and big, spacious seats. If you've never traveled by train before, it is a great way to get around this part of the country. Many trains are equipped with tray tables, outlets, and reclining seats. This one even had a foot and leg rest, which we did not have on our train back. And most of the trains have bathrooms as well. My friend Kat and I spent the train ride knitting and eating bagels, while Kit got a beautiful view of the sun rising over the Hudson River. My hot tip for anyone taking this NYC to Rhinecliff journey is to sit on the left side of the train going up and the right side going back. That way you get the river view both times. When we arrived at Rhinecliff Station, which is about a 10-minute drive from the Dutchess County Fairgrounds where we would be on Saturday and Sunday, our friends Amy and Ian were there waiting to pick us up. We learned last year that it is nearly impossible to call a Lyft or Uber in this area, so scheduling a ride with friends or a cab service in advance is essential. Then we were off to the first event of the day, CAKEpalooza. So even though the New York Sheep and Wool Festival is technically Rhinebeck, events start as early as Thursday, and Friday is a really big day. This year it included Indie Untangled, Wool and Folk, and CAKEpalooza. All of these events are ticketed and must be purchased separately. They aren't in the same location as Rhinebeck, but they're all within a half-hour drive. This was our first year going to CAKEpalooza, which is held in Saugerties, New York, about a 30-minute drive from the Rhinecliff train station. There were 28 vendors, and we purchased a ticket for the first time slot from 10 a.m. to noon. This ticket cost us $25 to be among the first people to shop at Cake. Even though most vendors set aside stock for each of the 4 time slots, it's nice to be one of the first ones there so that you have the best chance to get what you're looking for. The one booth I had my heart set on was Black Pearl Magic, and apparently everyone else had the same idea because it was slammed. Eventually we got into a semi-organized line and then waited our turn to see the coveted bags. We were all able to walk away with something that we wanted and pre-order what was already sold out. Shayla and her husband were cool as cucumbers and handled the crowd like pros. Then we made our way a little further into the booths to Fangirl Fibers. Emily has so many fun Disney yarns and bags. She includes other fandoms as well. We saw a lot of Pokemon yarn that day. She also had a stunning color just for CAKEpalooza that was so bright and gorgeous. Our next stop was at Cake Wool, where Kent found the exact color he was looking for to match his Dallas Stars hat. Apparently, I'm going to be knitting hats for Kent for the rest of the year. The 2-hour time slot went by in a flash, so we quickly went around to all the other booths to make sure that we hadn't missed anything. We knew we had more yarny opportunities all weekend long and wanted to pace ourselves, but it was so hard with all of the amazing vendors at Cake. We also spent a lot of time just stopping and chatting with people. You could feel the excitement like electricity in the air. Everyone was just so happy to be around other knitters and crocheters. It was time to get some lunch and get re-energized before heading to our next event. But on the way to our lunch spot in downtown Saugerties, we passed by a line of people waiting outside a yarn store. So the guys went to get a table at the restaurant while the rest of us headed to the Perfect Blend. Both the restaurant and the yarn shop were just 2 minutes away from CAKEpalooza. The yarn shop was hopping, but everything was super organized and the line went quickly. There were 2 trunk shows going on. We got to meet Ashley and her team from Sorella Yarn. They brought their Autumn in New York collection. We also got to see Emma from Emma's Yarn with all of her bright and beautiful colors. We eventually made our way back to lunch where we got some much needed food and rest after all the hustle and bustle. I had a delicious soup and tofu bowl, and Kent had a cheeseburger. We then made the drive from Saugerties to Kingston, New York for our second event of the day, Wool and Folk. Wool and Folk is put on by 2 Brooklyn yarn shop owners, Felicia of String Things Studio and Catherine of Brooklyn General Store. This event is only in its second year, but we were absolutely floored by the size of the event and how organized it was. The venue is set right on the Hudson River and includes a large covered marketplace with 59 vendors, another gorgeous covered area with picnic tables and music, and tons of grassy space to sit and hang out with friends. I think something that sets this event apart, aside from the gorgeous views, is that it's an all-day event. So just one $45 ticket gets you access to entertainment from noon to 7 p.m. We bought early in July and paid only $35 per person, and tickets are less for those under the age of 18. We didn't arrive until about 2 p.m., so we walked right in, but we heard that you did have to wait in line at the start of the event. Or if you're a New Yorker, you would say, wait online at the start of the event. There were so many vendors that we didn't even get the chance to see them all, but we do want to highlight a few. The first that really caught our eye was Krista Jekyll bags. Krista hand carves rubber stamps and then individually prints each fabric. The result is beautiful and unique project bags where no 2 are the same. We each walked away with a lovely bag.
I will tell them what I'm feeling forevermore. I don't care about their feelings, not anymore. So let's show them that love is pure, no matter who it's for. It's a new beginnings and a better life. It's the dancing underneath the disco light. They can try, but they can never take me down. Cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. They always bring all the lonely, but with you here nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid.
There was more than just shopping to do at Wool and Folk. There was a whole schedule of events with music and podcaster speakers. We were able to catch Earth Tones Girl and Needles at the Ready on the podcast patio. Everyone was sitting on the grass, enjoying the weather, and working on their projects. So next year, I think I'll make sure to pack a small blanket so that I can have it to sit down for this event.
I'm gonna show that I got this love, 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 love.
Wool Folk is at the Hutton Brickyards, which is also a boutique hotel. So our group decided to stay on the grounds this year. It was such a unique accommodation, but I will warn you that it is pricey. We made it more doable by staying only 2 nights.
Nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to love. Not afraid to love. I'm not afraid to love. Not afraid to love.
Welcome to our cute little cabin. It is literally so tiny. So we have a little patio outside, and then if we turn this way, we have a cute little kitchen with just some glasses, a sink, and a refrigerator. I'm guessing one of these doors is a closet and one's a bathroom. Here's a little oh my gosh. We have these little like jersey robes. That is so cute and it's safe. And then behind me is the bathroom. Just a simple bathroom with a shower, tiny little sink and toilet. And then if you come around this way, we have a couch, we have a little table, and then this is our bed. And legitimately, you can see right out into the podcaster meetup and the river from this view. This is so wild. We're just like doing normal stuff, unpacking, brushing our teeth. People are walking by and looking in. We don't care. We live in a glass house in New York City.
Very true.
People are like, what is happening?
Live your life within the moment, and don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this.
After getting checked into our rooms, we went back to Wool Folk around 6 p.m. By this time, things were winding down and it was a lot less crowded, and we got to enjoy the last hour without all the crowds.
Our bodies move to the groove and the light that flickers. We get lost in the crowd, it's getting thicker. We get away from the drinks and chatter. Haven't said a word, but it doesn't matter. Feel the air get thinner. I'm standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us.
Yarnosaurus has beautiful earth tones and speckled yarn. Maggie had so many fun sock sets and even had a special show colorway that we totally forgot to get a video of. Also, colorwork designer Jamie Lomax of Pacific Knit Co. was in the booth. Yarnosaurus had beautiful kits for some of Jamie's designs.
Feel the air get thinner. I'm standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. So let us dance this night away.
Our very last stop was So Happy Jane. Heather Jane had a beautiful show colorway too, called Fall Frolic. She also had this unique base called Sustain, which is a 100% non-superwash. If you know Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarn, who by the way was also vending at the show, she was there and obsessed with this base. She picked up a bunch for future designs.
All these years, you've been mine. It wasn't easy, but we worked it out. ups and downs. I swear it's been the best ride of my life. Look at where we are.
We literally closed down the show, which will become a theme throughout the weekend. Luckily, our dinner was just a few steps away at the Riverside Pavilion at Hutton Brickyards, which we reserved in advance. We ate outside under heaters and blankets and reminisced on our first jam-packed day of Rhinebeck weekend. Coming up in part 2 of this video, we are bringing you 2 full days at the New York Sheep and Wool Festival. There's yarn, meetups, animals, and donuts, and of course, I'm sharing with you all of the tips and tricks you can use for your first Rhinebeck. You won't want to miss it.